Hey friends, welcome back to another video on IMAT series. In this video, we are going to talk about what are the best books for IMAT preparation for each subject: biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, logical reasoning, and then general knowledge. We will talk about all these subjects, which specific book you need. And the thing is, I am going to tell you firstly the textbooks. Okay, first part will contain textbooks, what textbooks you need to study to sharpen your concepts, and then the second step. In second part of the video, I will talk about which practice books you need to solve, because practice is a very important thing here. If you do not practice IMAT like questions, then how you are going to see the IMAT, how you are going to actually face the IMAT exam. And there is very high probability that whatever the question you see, you will get probably the same type of questions, although the content can be different, but the type can be same. Like for example, it can be multiple statement question, or it can be like like the concept will remain same, okay, but the like statements can change, everything can change. So we are going to firstly talk about the textbook. And remember this thing here, these textbooks, if you follow them, okay, I have followed them by myself, and in 2023 I attempted IMAT and I got 46. So these books are the best one. And what I forgot to tell you about myself, I am Sami. I attempted IMAT in 2023 and got 46.2 marks. So let's talk about these books each subject wise. So firstly, let's talk about the biology. Biology, as you know, that biology is the most weighted subject, and this is the thing, this subject has got 23 questions and it is like 34 point something marks. So you have to prepare this subject very in sharply. For that, you have to like follow with some really nice books. So for biology, I would suggest, if you have got 6 to 7 months for preparation, then you must use Pearson Global Approach 11th or 12th edition, whatever the edition you use. But this book has got like tons of information, and it has got lots of information than other books. I'm going to tell you one more book for that you can use as well. This book has got nicely arranged like information, and there are some nice drawings and tables, all those things. So if you have got huge time, 7 to 8 months, then you must use this book. You can absorb this book, you can make some short notes, and then you can revise them. But if you have got like 4 to 5 months for preparation, 3 months, whatever, like for example, if you have 3 to 4 months, then I would suggest you that you must use Cambridge A level book for biology. That can be latest edition, 5th or 6th, whatever it is in the market. You can use that book. And remember this thing, that book is like to the point, okay? So it has got like less information than the Pearson Biology Global Approach has got more explanation. This book has got to the point, and like it has explained points very like explanatory, but not that much. For example, if you are specifically following book, you must be getting. And I don't think, okay, I am myself a visual learner, so I prefer lectures compared to these books. So I like literally do not read. In my first year of first year of medicine, I did not study books at all. Literally, I like study very like less book. I mostly relied on lectures. I done my flashcards, so I was doing just flashcards and my lectures, nothing like I even did not touch the anatomy book. That was a snail, or you will hopefully you will get in medical school and you will like study it. So I did not study the snail. That was like this big book, and it has got all the anatomy. But I did lectures and flashcards, and I knew all the anatomy, everything that like most students did not know by studying books. So whether decide if you're book learner or lectures learner, visual learner, so just like select according to it. If you are a visual kind of learner, then I would suggest use the Cambridge A or A level book. That is like a very good book. It's not like bad book if you do not use this book. If you just use this book, you will not get high marks. It all depends on how much knowledge if you have got and how much you have understood the book. So book doesn't matter, either you are using Pearson Global Approach or Pearson this A level book. Both books are same. So just get in the hard form or PDF form. You will get the PDF. You can download them actually, PDF from internet as well. So now let's talk about the second subject, that is chemistry. Chemistry is the second like most high weighted subject in IMAT. So it has got 15 questions. These 15 questions, how you are going to prepare for them. Remember this thing, there are calculations, okay? IMAT has shifted actually towards more sort of calculatory based chemistry questions. So you have to like learn these things. It's just like mathematics, okay? In chemistry you are doing mathematics like moles and molecular masses, molar masses, and you are calculating this type of things, okay? Now here I would suggest you that you must learn by lectures, but the book that you are going to use is the best book. I think that book that is very explanatory, that is Pearson higher level chemistry book. I would suggest you should be using that book. But again, if you have got whatever the book you have studied in your high school, you can use that as well. But remember this thing, you can solve, okay? Remember, most of the students who use book cannot solve the calculations like moles. They cannot convert moles to mass to moles. You must know stoichiometry very well. This is what all the limiting agent and excess reagent, you can calculate it, percentage yield and all those things. So this is the book, Pearson chemistry high level, that has got like a very good knowledge. And remember this thing, if you are going to use this book, I wouldn't suggest you should be going through all the book. Just go to selective chapters, okay? You should do stoichiometry, periodic table. These are the those chapters that are going to be you will see most questions from these chapters. Like out of 15 there will be 6-7 questions from these chapters, so you must use this book, although there will be other questions as well. But again saying, whatever the book you have used in your high school, or use Pearson high level chemistry book, that is very good book, literally very good book. I have used it by myself, and I at that time I did out of 15 I did 11 questions, although I wasn't like perfect in chemistry, but I did 11 correct questions out of 15 by using this book. So you can use this as well. Now let's come to the physics, but before moving on to physics, let's talk about the more weighted subject, that is critical thinking. For critical thinking, always remember this thing, logical reasoning is logical reasoning, so you have to learn this thing. There are like 7 to 10 or not 12 types of question types that IMAT ask, but there are like 5 questions, so they will not ask 12 types of questions, but you have to learn 12 types to solve this thing. For example, there will be like coding, decoding, and then there will be, but IMAT has shifted to more sort of logical reading skills. I would say they did not actually, they changed the for general knowledge, but logical reasoning is just like your questions will be made from information from your high school physics books. For example, nuclear physics you have studied in your, there will be half-life, so they can ask you questions from half-lives, but that will be not, they will not have to put any formula, but you will have to, okay, you will have to retrieve information logically. You can solve that by logically, for example taking ratio and all those things, by dividing and minusing, like adding or subtracting, whatever you do, you will get the answer. But you do not, it will be like physics question, but it will not apply the rules of physics and all those things, like you formulas and all those things. So for logical reasoning, you will have to watch lectures, like a very good lectures you can find on YouTube, not YouTube, but there are some cards, okay. I am again suggesting, for if you are preparing for MCAT, okay, there is a very like a mandatory section, that is cars, so you can like take lectures from that, and that will help you literally to solve logical questions. But the book that I'm going to suggest, that is Critical Thinking, Cambridge Critical Thinking, third edition. That is the, like I think fourth edition has been published or not, I think, but you can use the third edition. And I'm again saying this book is very well organized. This book is just like this. Firstly, they have explained, for example, if this is how to draw a conclusion, they have like this is a type of question, and then they explain that thing, and then at the end there is one example, so you can use this thing, and you can like find more examples on internet, and then you can use past papers and TSA papers, so you can do this thing. Now the chemistry critical thinking is covered. Now let's move on to physics. For physics, I will suggest you use Pearson physics high level, but physics is like not that much high weighted subject. It is like 6 to 7 questions asked. So for physics, I would suggest you, whatever the book you have used in your high school, use that book, because the things are going to be literally same. They will ask you equations of motion, they will ask you the things from Coulomb's law, they will ask you Ohm's law, resistance, resistivity, they will ask you these things, and these things are going to same. These will not change, these will like stay as same. The formulas, if you have learned the formula, then you can use to solve those problems that are like physics based. You will be well enough to use that. So I would suggest use your high school book that you have used, okay, if it was in English language, so use that book, or you can use the Cambridge A-levels books for physics. That is also a very good book. I have like used that, I have reviewed it, so it's good. So I wouldn't suggest you should use Pearson physics higher level. Just use your high school or A-level book. That is like a good thing. good choice. And then let's come to mathematics. Mathematics is always like a controversial thing for specifically that is asked in IMAT, because it's not a mathematics, it's like a very complex thing. So for mathematics, no, I'm saying why complex thing. Mathematics is always easy, but it's like these students do not study, okay, from like India, Pakistan, and Iraq, Iran. These students do not studies in their mathematics as part of their subject in high school. So they just study biology, chemistry, and physics. So they feel like mathematics very hard subject. Whatever they see in, for example, if we know the little rules of algebra, they are not going to ask you little questions like basic questions. What I'm saying, little basic questions from algebra. They will use a very high sort of questions from logarithm, a very complex problem from logarithm. They usually give questions in the form of problems, you have to solve them, and from real numbers or those kind of questions, those are literally complex by seeing. And they give question from sets, and you will see question, you will not understand what the hell they are asking firstly. So this is the thing. So if you have got good concepts, you can solve problems, you have like practice maths a lot, then you can do that. So for maths, I would suggest use whatever they taught you in your high school, but you can use IB diploma higher level mathematics. That is like that has got well exercises, you can practice as well, you can learn. But for mathematics, remember this thing, you need teacher, and that there must be lecture that you need to watch firstly, understand the type, and then practice. That is all. So you will be using that, or you can check maths for dummies. I wouldn't suggest you, but maths for dummies is like a basic thing, okay. Most those students who solve maths for dummies, they cannot solve the real problems in IMAT. So I would say that you should use a standard book that should be any country standard book. You can use it, but I am recommending IB diploma higher level, so you can use this. Now coming to our last part, last subject, that is general knowledge. Remember this thing, general knowledge is general knowledge. Although they have changed the subject name to reading skills, but that is not a reading skill, it is literally a general knowledge till now. How? Let me tell you, they asked things, okay, they ask things and knowledge from Italian history. For example, this is the poem. Who wrote this poem? These are the 5 poets. How the hell I know? Literally, these are the like 5 poets. I can't pronounce the poet names, and you are asking I should remember. You should. This is the thing. You should ask. There should be rule that you should be asking the questions from like all around the globe. Then I can answer. For example, who developed Facebook? Like Google. Although you can ask who developed phone, and who made computer, and who was the first person to explore space, or who developed all those things. So this can be answered. But if you are asking, this was the in 1670, okay, 1670, this war was fought in Rome. Who was the leading person? There are like Italian name, blah blah blah. How can I answer, literally, man? If you, I don't know, I can like literally answer because I have read the history a lot. I was a fan of history, so I have like knocked down tons of books on history. But that is like a complex thing. So I would suggest you use Wikipedia as your source to learn the Italian history. You can use poets, poems, and like current affairs. They do not ask from current affairs, but they can ask you from prime ministers, and they can ask you film names, most like leading films, and then they can ask you from operas and cities. So you should study about those things from Italian culture. And remember this thing, there is no specific book for that. I wouldn't suggest any book at all. This is like a general knowledge, so you will have to explore by your own. Although there is like a book published on sort of Amazon, some students have, I think, published. That is a useless book. I wouldn't suggest you at all, because there are like 200-300 questions in that, but no question appear in IMAT. So I would suggest you use it. Do not purchase it. Just use Wikipedia as your source. And if you can like yeah, that's the thing, because in 4 to 5 months you can like explore that thing. And there is no specific book. Although I had like previously in previous video I said that there is 10,000 questions from general knowledge that you can use, but that is from all around globe. So there is no chances that you will read those 10,000 points and you will remember them. So do not bother to read them. Instead, focus on biology, chemistry, and other subjects. So I hope I have like given you information. Now let's move on to the thing that is the main thing, which practice books you are going to use. So for practice books, I would suggest you should use BMAT and IMAT questions. Firstly, the BMAT IMAT past papers are the must thing you will be using. But the second thing, there are like question banks that is from Alpha Test. Firstly, Alpha Test is a like a academy that makes questions like for specifically for 12 cm. Now 12 cm has been excluded because there will be no 12 cm. All the students will be like awarded admission and they will be do first semester and then they will give exam and then they will be admitted into real medicine. But now here's the thing, how you will be doing how you will be solving them. So just gather all the question banks that they have published for the Alpha Test have made for medicine in English. Just solve them. Those are very basic, those are not hard, but those are good to retrieve information from you, because you have studied books, now you have to retrieve them. So those are going to explain them. And here's to go, there are like Alpha Test 1200, Alpha Test 1300 and Alpha Test all those, so you can use them. This is like a very good one, and you can just use Alpha Test 1300 because that contains questions, all the questions from 1200, 600, 500, whatever they have like subdivided them. So just use the biggest volume and that will cover all the info questions. Now there is BMAT books. Okay, BMAT question book, there is like uni admission that has got most of the work on BMAT. But the thing is there all the books are similar. Okay, there are like BMAT 400, BMAT 800, BMAT 600, BMAT 650. So then again I will suggest you just use the big volume, that is like BMAT 800. Just use that book because it has got cover all the questions from previous one. So that book contains questions like BMAT. Okay, you just have to solve in that book. You have to just solve section 2, because the BMAT section 2 contains the info questions like IMAT, like sciences subjects, physics, maths, and biology and chemistry. So use that portion and utilize that, and that's going to help you a lot. But the main thing is for general knowledge, there will be questions in first section as well, so you can use them. Now moving on, remember this thing, there is I think I forgot the name. What was it? Oliver Pickard. Okay, there is BMAT 750 and 700 book, BMAT 400, I think BMAT 700, BMAT 400 books. These Oliver Pickard is the author of that book, and the second there is lady that has published book, I forgot that name. But this book is really good, okay, in terms of practicing the BMAT style questions, specifically section 2. Their maths is very good, so you can solve them. You will get the tons of information from them. So you are going to solve at least 700 BMAT 700, because their BMAT 700 and 400 are same. 400, all the 400 is in 700, so you don't need to purchase 400, 700. Just purchase one thing. And then at last, there is no specific practice book for IMAT. IMAT is just like you will get all the information from previous like 15 years, 16 years of past papers, because IMAT was conducted in 2011 till 2024, 2025. You have got like tons of papers and you can utilize them. That will help you literally a lot. Most students, I literally say that they will explore like, I need this book, that book, that book, that book, that book, but at the end they will not have completely solved the past papers like 5 years or 6 years. Because past papers are literally hard to do, because your energy is being utilized, your brain is being utilized. You just say that there should be solved questions and you can do that. And important thing here, I have solved all the past paper questions for what the program I did, IMAT Accelerator. If you want that thing, you can like pinch me at sami@samicomma.com. But again, you have to solve the past papers and you must solve the way. And important thing here, I have solved the BMAT section 2 on my website. You can go to my website, the link will be in the video description, so you can explore all the BMAT past paper questions are solved there from till 2021. Okay, from 2003 to 2021, I think I have solved them, so you can explore them and you can learn from them. I hope this video has conveyed you. And the thing that I want to, there you can download the PDF version. I will provide the links below, but I don't want to, because these are copyrighted materials. You can purchase them if you want to from Amazon or whatever the want, or you can find the PDF from pdfdrive.com that offer free PDFs. So I would suggest that will be a great thing, because I find guilty at sharing these books. But anyways, there will be a link in video description as well, so you can use that. So I hope that you got the information, right? And if you want to know more about IMAT, you can like follow me on Instagram at the@samicomment.com. There will be WhatsApp channel as well, and there will be WhatsApp community for you to communicate with mates, and all those things will be in video description. And at the end, I would suggest you must watch this video that has got the complete process for IMAT. If you want to study medicine and surgery in Italy, that has got all the information and what are the best lectures that you can use here. Okay, here you have got that video. So for lectures you can use this video. I hope I have conveyed much information. You loved it. So like this video and subscribe to this channel. Okay, bye bye.